Bowls buddies, good morning and welcome to the third episode of AC's Tuesday tutorials. So far the feedback's been fantastic and it looks like they're being of some use to you guys out there. I am so pleased about that because I love doing these for you. Today we're going to look at left-handers. A lot of people have been asking me questions about how to play against left-handers, what they should be looking for, whatever. Also, you left-handers out there, you might find a few things out about how us right-handers go about playing you, so you might be able to change your game slightly in the future. Thanks for joining me. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, please hit that like button, it helps the channel immensely. If you're not already a Bowls buddy and a member of this wonderful community, please hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and hit the notification bell for notifications of new content on this channel. So guys, welcome again. I'm on my own today, no camera lady. Unfortunately, Amber has decided that bed and schoolwork is more important, so it's me and my tripod. So the aim of today is really, I'm going to go really back to basics, and I know a lot of people have struggled playing left-handers. They get confused with the bias and they get confused with all sorts of things. So hopefully we'll go right back to the beginning, talk about left-handers, how they differ from right-handers. Obviously use the opposite hand. Yes, it's going to be that level of simplicity, and then maybe give you a few ideas about where to play against a left-hander to give you a little bit more of an advantage. Okay, so first things first, I have a bowl and I've put stickers on it. So this is the non-biased side, that's the biased side. So imagine you're playing a left-handed person, and in the rules of the game, all they have to do is show you the jack or tell you the bias. They don't have to say anything like my finger, your thumb, or anything like that. They just either show you the bias or they'll say finger, right? Don't assume anything, okay? Have a look at the jack, or listen to what they're saying. Say finger, that's their finger. So the finger is on the dimple, the bias side, so that's a left-hander's finger. You come to the mat, it's your thumb, okay? If they said thumb, bias side, non-bias side, sorry, I'm getting myself confused. When you come to the mat, that's going to be finger. So it's the opposite. So if you see a left-handed person sending a jack out and it's their finger peg, that means it's your thumb. That needs to be ingrained. Now what I see an awful lot of people doing, so a left-hander comes to the mat and he's sending out over there. You'll be stood here watching him over his left shoulder, There's absolutely no point in doing that, because whatever line he goes on, a right-hander can't. A right-hander cannot stand on the mat legally and get on that line. Even if he gets the angle right, he'd have to be sending it like this. Okay? So don't stand behind his left shoulder. When you're following a left-hander and he's sending it over there, stand behind the right shoulder. Okay? If you stand behind the right shoulder, you won't see the jack for maybe 5 yards or so. But then you do see it. You see the line, you see the jack going out. When you were stood here and you saw that line that you cannot get on, you've got to find your way from here, the mat, all the way to the jack. You've got to find your own line. But if you look over the right shoulder and you first see the jack 5 or 6 yards up the green, all you have to do then is find your way from the mat to that point 5 or 6 yards away. Now that has got to be so much easier than finding your way to the jack, in my opinion. Don't know. So, left-handers on the mat, you want to be positioned over the right shoulder, looking over there, and you'll see the jack when it'll appear from behind his body, maybe 5 yards down the green, 6 yards. And then all you have to do is find your way to that point, get on the similar land. You might never get on the same, but you might be similar, and hopefully you'll get near the jack. So that's my first tip for playing left-handers. Do not stand on the left-hand side of them when they're sending the jack out. A good little drill you can do for this, finding your way to points on the green, is when you're practicing, just have 10 minutes, get a jack, and instead of sending it out properly, just toss it out end over end. So get the ball, just toss it out end over end. If it goes a mark, fantastic. If it doesn't matter. And practice finding your ways to that jack. Maybe try both pegs, doesn't really matter. Just try and find your way to a jack where you don't know the road. Now this helps for when you're going on away greens that you don't know. Not only for playing left-handers and finding your way to a point on a green, it also helps you on away greens, picking greens up, reading them that little bit better. And I will do an episode on reading greens because I know it's not easy for some people. So that's today's drill. Jack, toss it out end over end. If it goes 10 yards, it doesn't matter. I want you to practice getting your balls close to that jack, finding your ways in on different lands. Doesn't matter if it's a mark or full corners. Just 20 minutes. Bit of fun at the end of your practice session. Just helps you pick greens up that little bit easier. Okay. Back to left-handers. So obviously, they stand on the mat and they deliver from that side of the body. Right-handers stand on the mat and we deliver from this side of the body. Now I've played guys out one sticks in the mine, Roger Morgan, and when we played, I was striding right out and coming across myself, and he was doing the same. He was going out here and coming across himself, and our lines were crossing maybe 3 or 4 yards up the green. We couldn't get on each other's land at all, and it was a battle of wits as much as bowling. So I want you to think now, you're stood on the mat, where can you go that your delivery, the way you send the ball, how can that be used against a left-hander? So they're stood on the mat the same, and if they send it in the same direction, they're going to be maybe that far away from you, inside your road. So where would that make a big difference? Yeah, you got it. The crown. So as a right-hander, when I play left-handers, I usually try and play just underneath the crown if I can. So if I know approximately where the crown is, so on Gag Hill, it's in the middle of the green over there. I want to get my jack sort of brushing against the crown, falling off it, maybe pegging round a bit. A left-hander trying to do the same is going to be that far inside your bowl, he's going to be on the other side of the crown. So instead of it falling back and then pegging, it's going to get to the crown, it's got the wrong side of the crown, and he's going to start pegging away, maybe miss the road by that much. So when you're playing left-hander, just think, where can I go now where I'm going to be okay, I can follow the jack, where will a left-hander struggle? And round the crown, always the place you can pick chalks up. So I've just said there, lead it out just under the crown, just brushing the crown, and your ball will sink because it's falling away off the crown. The left-handers won't, it'll go the other side of the crown, it'll peg away. His next ball, he's thinking, right, I've got to put my ball lower. And of course, if he puts it lower, it shoves lower off the crown. it'll never recover to your road. I'll try and get a diagram sorted. It's difficult to explain without having a camera at ground level and you seeing the bowls. If I had my camera lady, we'd be able to do it. So I'll draw a diagram and I'll put it up, and hopefully while we're talking you'll be able to just recognise it. So playing around the crown to me is always a go-to when I'm playing a left-hander. You can play the full width of the green, you can play just up to the crown, but playing around the crown, straight peg, so you're not looking for some silly difficult mark. All you're trying to exploit is that difference in a right-hander sending a ball out there and a left-hander sending a ball out there. So you've maybe that much difference in line. And that's why a lot of people struggle to play left-handers, because they can never get on their road. And as soon as you accept that you'll never get on their road and realise they'll never get on your road either, then you've a chance. The only difference is left-handers have more practice playing right-handers, because there's more right-handers play bowls, so they've just got that little advantage. But if you think about it, think about what you're doing, think about where you're sending the jack, what suits your delivery. You know, there's certain marks that don't suit a right-hander when compared to a left-hander. That's a bit more in detail, that might be for a more advanced video. But as a beginner, as somebody who's maybe just learning, playing left-handers, just think about where you're positioned when watching them send the jack and ball out. Don't stand on the left, stand on the right. Think about how your delivery can work for you and work against a left-hander, and around the crown is always a good place for that. And don't forget that drill with the end over end jack. That will help you pick up greens and pick up playing against people with strange deliveries. It's not always left-handers who have the strange deliveries either. Yours truly has one as well. So I hope that's been helpful for anyone really playing left-handers. All you can do is play against them, and you'll see for yourself very quickly. Concentrating on it, you'll see where they exploit their hand against yours, and so where you can exploit yours against theirs. Just think about it while you're playing. Don't get caught up in the moment. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. Leave a comment or comments, or if there's anything else that you think I've missed out or could improve on, or whatever, or what you want to see, leave a comment. I will see it and I will take note. Thanks for joining me today. Really enjoy doing these videos. Get yourself out there, get yourself practicing. Try some of these things out so that when the new season starts next year, you'll be raring to go. You won't have any issues about playing left-handers, you won't have any concerns. You'll just play the game and hopefully win them. Guys, get yourself out in the greens, stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side.